I think before we get started, I would like us to maybe give us just to give an update regarding the Weownomy distribution. I think it's important for the shareholders to understand that the distribution is ongoing, and we will continue. The important thing for those who have not received their coins is to make sure that their information is updated in their accounts, so that you can process the Weownomy. Another issue, which I think is an important issue, is of the disclaimer that was made a few days back regarding
I think the difficult has some issues with the network. Maybe if we can just disable, and then later on we can share before the meeting, after the meeting, possibly we can have the screen sharing activated. And the difficult, can we maybe activate the screen sharing? And the difficult, can we maybe activate the screen sharing? Yes, Ndade, can you just activate the screen sharing? Okay, okay. Okay, thank you so much. I'm very, very happy again. Greetings to everyone, co-owners, and we know not only co-owners who view the Zoom meeting, but we also have high net worth investors or strategic partners also who are watching this Zoom meetings. It's very, very important. People are very disciplined, as this is an opportunity to really understand the strategic importance of all the Zoom meetings is for you to understand what the company is implementing and what we're discussing with our partners behind the scene, and how it's very important for you. And so that when you're out there, you're able to understand the real importance of everything that we share with you. So today, as I discussed with you, I did share different communications in the group, and looking at all the different important developments that are in line with our experience, development that are in line with the crypto market industry recently, with the huge crypto crash that happened across the industry, and what it means with our company, not only being a social media platform. We have a huge ecosystem that is very, very clearly important. And so with anything in the world, what runs the world is the power of any currency. And so the crypto industry has come up as an alternative approach, and so many different communities have come up with their different tokens, which again have gone through a lot of tremendous challenge in regards to the volatility problem, which has also not spared Weowns. But again, we thank God that with Weowns, a very fast stable coin, which is 282, which has a unique ability to create a pathway for success and wealth creation for not only our own community, but for any different communities which are currently faced with volatility challenges. So today, you're going to know very strategic things that happen to really make this opportunity that has brought Weowns has attract high net worth investors, as attract very strategic people, companies, and also as attract, trading platform. As you know, that Weowns is listed on a private trust exchange. And in addition to that, we also thank very much La Token Exchange for taking that initiative of launching Weowns on the DeFi platform, as well as 282 per token. So that has totally changed. And again, this additional features which are built around the Weowns that are coming up, it's called the lending protocol. That one will be explained in our additional Zoom meetings. But today, the most important point that we want many people to really understand is that we want you to know that the opportunity presented by Weowns, why we decided not only now to have it on the DeFi platform, which involves you guys using the MetaMask, but on the private trust exchange, you're going to see a totally different approach to it. And this opportunity now also brings us an opportunity to give away 125 million of Weowns tokens to 250,000 members, and that is 500 Weowns to each of the members of the Weownomy community. And so we're going to explain a great deal in that regards. And again, we are going to also show you quite a great deal. So the whole presentation of today, one, is about the Weowns listed on the private trust exchange. Two, you will also learn about our interactions with the Tether and the USDT, which again is going to boost the experience on the DeFi platform. So today's our presentation is about both the experience on the private trust exchange, listed on the private trust exchange. If you guys remember, there was a press release which you can refer to. And again, and again on the DeFi platform. So we have two different programs, which we're going to talk about, but mainly, again, to emphasize the dramatic fall of value in Williams, and which I saw earlier on that with the speculation that is going on and with our communities currently, this is the very first time to actually have a potential wealth creation platform, and most of them, when we distributed 7 billion wins, most of them, if we can say more than 80%, dumped the token for their reasons of short-term gains. And again, we need to educate, but it's very difficult to actually educate our people when they have quite a lot of challenges in terms of poverty-related challenges, how they can build their own token. And so the only solution is the XWions, which can leverage and help them to be able to boost their personal economic lives. And then again, it can enable them to be able to actually build the value of Williams. So that's a great deal that we're going to be able to learn today. But again, as you know, God is great. The company that we just started, which we just celebrated the other day, an anniversary, to be able to have a big, significant strategy play in the whole ecosystem of the crypto industry with a next generation XWion stablecoin, which is something very powerful. It's a stablecoin that helps to build a pathway to sustainable success and wealth creation. And it's a stablecoin which also is going to be very, very much important to many of the high net worth $1 million trust traders out there. So with that said, it's very important for people to understand a story about XWions. How did the XWions actually come, and what was the whole strategy? And the most important, in every challenge, as I told you, a disruptive company looks at challenges as opportunities. And so there was always a lot of problems with not only Williams, but with many, cryptocurrency industry as first with a lot of challenges with volatility. What that means that one day your token is $1, and then tomorrow or few days or few months, it can literally go down. And that is not good. If you really want to build a stable community, if you really want to build a stable wealth, and if you really want to make sure that we can be able to scale and help as many people as possible. And I think that has brought a great challenge to as many institutional players who are interested to come into the crypto industry. So most of them think this is another space whereby a bubble will happen. Many think that it will not last for long, and then the whole industry will collapse. But again, it's a new innovation which has come to stay, which has a great deal of unstoppable growth. But it depends how everyone looks at it. So everyone who is in the crypto industry and their agenda. So what we are as the Weownomy community, and looking at our focus of building humanity and making sure that we bring all the communities together, all the races together. The story of XWions is a unique story that looks directly and see how we can make sure that we not only build an ecosystem that helps Weownomy, which has a social media platform and a zero-cost digital economy, but a great deal also to be able to make sure that if we do something that helps others, then greatly they will also come to know about our own ecosystem. So we're on the brink of something very big. And again, God is great, because without him, whatever ideas that we have cannot be accomplished. So you guys, you should be very, very grateful that Weowns is actually officially out there. And Weowns has brought a great deal of very unique partners on board who are very much interested. As I told you, that we just signed a 5 billion hedge fund agreement. And again, it's expanding to something else that you'll be able to see today. And that opens not only an opportunity for our community, starting with over 250,000 members, but it's going to touch different section entities. It's going to touch nations. It's going to be something to be referred to and very, very important. But again, it's also going to deal a great deal of value. So with the Weowns token that has dropped in value, it's going to build it up with one of the amazing programs that I've actually shared with you just as a glimpse. So it's time for a change in our global society. We are all equal, no matter what your race or religion. So that's our main goal in our ecosystem as Weownomy. We don't just look, because I tend to see something in the communities, okay? So many people are thinking that this is only you. It's not about you every time. You should know it from today. We are all equal, no matter what your race or religion. And all the differences that we have, you have to understand that you will never be able to be the best of what you want yourself without looking and saying what I want is what other people want, and how I approach it and how I behave is very, very important. And that has totally failed many other communities to succeed. And that's the major challenges, because let me tell you, there's no one who stops you for any growth globally. And that's why I repeat that God is great, because as we unite and as we think that we can be able to do things together, then many opportunities open. The reason the story about Weowns is very great is because it talks about you, me, everyone in the community. It talks about everyone in the world. So there's no way it cannot be successful. So everyone is going to come to us because what we have helps them. It doesn't help us alone. But every time you focus on your own, you don't think that it's you who is poor, or it's you who has a strategic problem, or whatever basic need problem you have. But the moment you know that we are in Weownomy, we believe in Weownomy, we have something that is going to help to build us all, we have already conquered. But the moment you think it's you alone and you think that's how you're going to get out, you get trapped into anger, into criticism, into all of these different challenges that have not, again, helped us in any way. And you're still young, you still have room, and Weownomy gives you that best education every week to be able to learn and be the best of the best. And today, you're going to learn. One, you're going to learn how Weowns works on the private trust exchange. You already know how it works on the DeFi platform, but again, I'll help you to review that. You're going to learn how the rich generate money and how they're going to create liquidity in billions of dollars for Weowns, and how that is going to be able to help you to cash out. And you're going to learn that the rich and the poor need each other. So there's no team, there's no problem of dividing, because every time you point to someone who's better than you and you're against that person, it means he has something that you need, but because you don't have that room to be able to create that unity together, then we're going to go around the circle. He's going to continue being rich, you will continue being poor, and again, you don't have a solution. So the story about Weowns is, it's a solution that allows the poor to be able to tie their needs. So it's like we are tying the needs of the poor with the needs of the rich. And so you're going to be able to see that. And that way, it's going to be able to show you that in anything you do from today on, anytime you criticize, anytime you create a misunderstanding, you're limiting your own way of actually understanding the bigger picture of how the other person wants to create a solution for you. But at the end of the day, you think that you know better, you think that that's the best. Any solution that forms bitterness in your heart is a solution that is going to bring you down. It's not going to bring down the person that you think that you're going to bring him down, because he has all the connection. And you need those connections. You need that solution. You need to build up your own life, and we need to come together because we are all equal, no matter what your race or religion. So that's very important. And so it's the story about Exwion is the story that unites everyone globally. And that is how I have structured it in a way to be able to work with the best, who are very successful, who have the money, and also bring our community, bring everyone, so that we all can have a great community together, okay? That's the meaning of Weownomy. We all. So when we say we don't say the poor alone. We say everyone, the rich and the poor, all on. So 1% already on the economy. We say 100% now on the economy, which is you, me, and everyone globally, okay? So that's the goal, because the moment we play the game of we the poor alone are going to own the economy, we are going to fail because they already own it. So we need to play smart, and we need to strategize and make sure that whatever we present, the product of Exwions is a currency. And if you can control a currency, it means you are going to be the most powerful source in the universe. And Exwions is going to be the most powerful currency globally because, one, it's not only a product that can be able to deal with volatility. Two, it has matched the needs of the wealthy and the needs of the poor. And that's how it's going to help us. And again, it's also going to be a very wonderful tool for all of the different cryptocurrencies. Like now, for example, the value of Weons has fallen drastically. But with Exwions, we'll be able to build a way to help members get back on their feet. And so if we can do that for Weons, then we can also do it for any of the cryptocurrencies out there. So it's not only about Weons alone, any cryptocurrency that is out there. So our product has an unstoppable growth potential because it's going to be able to help as many people as possible. So I thought before I unveil what you guys want to hear today, it's very important you understand the potential we have. So powerful that we can literally get any billionaire in the world because they need us. We need them. And that's the most important thing. And that's why we say God is great. Okay? So it's very, very important, right? So with that opportunity, it's also very important to go back and understand our platform, Weownomy platform, was formed only to make sure we're the very first company in the world which makes sure that we build the lives of every people. And we knew that using social media platform, it will be easy for us to be able to attract and make sure that millions of people can easily get their help. So that way you're able to form a unifying platform, social media platform that helps thousands of people who are struggling globally. And with that, we have now expanded through the crypto industry, and we have been able to have our own flagship program, product, which is Weons. And now we have launched our own Exwions, which is now going to be something very critical in the crypto industry. And then it will help us to actually deal with many different challenges around there that are based on the human needs and the personal wealth needs of the people. So that's very, very important, okay? So going ahead, this is the best way to build wealth because we know it's very tough for many people who have gone to school, they don't have any jobs, people who have been through the COVID situation, and people who, again, consistently, we cannot have different ways of how to come up with dreams. But now with our platform, Weownomy, and with our ecosystem, Weons, Exwions, and in particular Exwions, now you have the best way to build wealth. We know we are not alone in wanting to make this a world a better place through sustainable success and wealth creation. It's very, very important. Everyone wants to really have success. Everyone wants to know how to create wealth. And how do you do that? That is why we have created a community of like-minded individuals using Weownomy platform who want to help each other out on their journey. So it's not to help yourself, we're helping one another out of our journeys to make sure that we all have a great destiny. As you build your personal wealth, make sure your motto is through giving to others. I spend my time giving my time 100% to you guys, because that's the best way to build personal wealth. So I'm not doing it for my own good. And if it was for my own good, the product Xvions already has achieved a great success, signing a $5 billion agreement. And you'll see how all this thing can happen. It means that product will be used just like any way people are using USDT. So why are we saying that we need to teach others to build wealth? So the new way to end poverty is, as you build your personal wealth, you must do it through giving to others. And through giving to others is not just by giving money, giving your time, knowledge, and many things to make sure that other people are also successful. So we often think about what we need for ourselves. And like everyone said, I want to cash out, I want to cash out. That's very important, by the way, rather than what others need for themselves. So you should also think, as much as I want to cash out, what should I also, because that same need that really burns in you is also very important for another person. And that's also what I practice to make sure every time, even this Zoom meeting that you're listening, I take hours to really make sure that I cultivate and provide you the most important information. It means I think about you guys, okay? I love you and I wish you the best. And that's why I take a lot of time. So it's not only about me and my family, but also about you. And that's how our project is done globally because of that element. So however, when we give away our resources like money from ourselves, then this becomes an investment into our future well-being, because we know that if others do not receive these resources, then they will continue on their current path without any change. Means, like, for example, if I change this project and for some reason I sell it out to billionaires who always are begging to take it, okay? It means millions of people's livelihood will change, because then it will not be able to help as many people as I had designed it, to make sure that many people can benefit. So what you need to do in life is to balance what you want, and as much as you want it, also remember another person close to you also needs that, and that's the best way you can give to another person. So get paid for giving away your Weons token for Xvions. So you're going to be able to learn about that program. And again, it's very, very important as we go through this today. So you remember in our presentation, but again, today it's only about Xvions. We'll be having more updates about Weownomy and many other important programs during the week. But today it's all about Xvions and how I'm going and how you'll be able to see everything unveiled. So it's very, very amazing. Pay attention, listen, because as you listen, you're able to learn more than as you scatter around yourself talking. So you listen with the pen and then be able to get all the information that you need. So Xvion is the key for your personal wealth creation, because most of the times when you guys are out there as an individual, you're not able to have someone who shows you how to create wealth. And why is it your personal wealth creation? It is a global currency, a stable coin, totally different from any of the different stable coins. And you'll be able to know today why Xvions is different from USDT and the rest, and why is it very important, and why you should take it very seriously. And again, the element of both Weons and Xvions is a global currency of kindness, you know? So that's why we are dishing out over 125 million, which is 500 Xvions to every of our members without any additional input or any funds that we're requesting from them. And that's a lot of money. And I don't think there's any cryptocurrency out there that has done that. So this is different from what they call airdrops. This is consistently something unique that we want to really create an opportunity for you by creating opportunities for others. As we give you, we're also creating opportunities for others using our 282 decentralized fixed rate digital stablecoin that will grow as we help each other out with charitable deeds. That's very, very important. Apart from helping you, remember the company is creating opportunities for others. So it's a critical point that you should remember. You will never come out of poverty if it's all about you. You will come out of poverty if it's also all about other people and you take it consistently serious and you're passionate about it. Like what I do. My time is to contribute to you and make sure that every now and then it's not only about me. Yes, I do have my personal needs. My family has personal needs, but also creating opportunities for others is my passion. And that's how our project is unique. And that's why we get everyone who comes, because they see what we have builds a unique ecosystem for everyone. Okay. Now, XWion is the next generation of money that will create sustainable success and wealth creation around the world through a global currency of kindness by enabling individuals to buy products from any retailer in the world at any time and anywhere with low transaction fees and instant transaction. That is important. And you can be able to start building a foundation for success, for your financial success with XWion. You'll be able to see that today. And so that's clearly important. And so with that said, it's very, very, very important that if you listen, you'll understand the pattern of our build. So be wealthy. How you're being wealthy, it's because you don't think about yourself, you think about others, because the need that we have is for thousands and millions of people globally. And the currency of kindness builds value. So we want to build value with kindness, okay? So we're building a world where anyone can create an income stream that will lead them on their journey to financial freedom. It's not only about you. You also are tasked to do like what the CEO is doing, to build something that creates a financial freedom for other people. It's very, very important. As many people expect from the CEO to do that, and I'm doing that, then you understand that the true measure of wealth is not how much you have, but in how well you live. And in how well you live means in how well you also serve others. So that's very, very important to understand. And again, as we build your personal wealth with XWion, we intend to build a global society of kindness, because kindness changes people who have bitter thoughts. You have bitter thoughts because you don't know any other way to get out of your situation, and you want to get out of the situation, and you need to learn how things are done, and you need to appreciate anyone who shows you the way out. And definitely, if I took a lot of time, it will take you less time to get through your situation. So be wealthy means, as you know, it doesn't mean that you have how much you have, like how much money and all that, but how best to live with others. If everyone in our community can have that thought to say, how am I going to also think about others? Not just a thought, but have it as part of your DNA, you will not have a bitter life. But if it's all about me, oh, I've not paid rent, oh, I have this situation, my kid is not going to school or what, it's all about you. But understand the vision of the project, and the vision of the project will definitely, as you do it to others, it comes back to you. So as you wish the best and you plant that seed, that's what comes back to you. And that's why you see we are now reaping the seeds of XWion, which you guys are going to enjoy. So you might be asking yourself how? Well, through our fixed rate digital asset called XWion, which has been designed specifically for this purpose, to make sure you are wealthy and to make sure you have that value of kindness built in you, okay? We must create an ecosystem where people are incentivized for giving, because when they give their time or money, there's no telling what good things might happen back to them. So that's very important, that as we build the company, we need to build all the people who are involved with us to make sure that they understand it's bigger than them, and they need to do just the same way like the CEO is doing, to also cultivate the same goodness, the same kindness in others. So it's not all about you, it's about also other people. So that's very, very critically important. So that's the very first phase of our presentation, to just give you that. So now today, before I couldn't just jump in and just talk about what you guys expect to hear, but also to make you understand the new foundation of what it is and to educate you. And it's very, very important. Most of you should take time and listen to these Zoom meetings, and especially this Zoom meeting, and better understand what it means so that you are able to be a good disciple. Because as Weownomy, it's like you're a disciple of the company, you understand what the company is all about, and you are able to reach out to as many people as possible. And the company is most importantly interested to make sure that we build the financial freedom for as many people as possible. So today, as I communicated in the groups, that it's very important that the company is going to give out 500 experience to each member. It's going to be a once-off. And the purpose for that is you guys need to know there's a difference between the experience on the DeFi platform. Those ones are token-minted, generated. You have to do the swap to be able to generate the experience. The experience that we're talking about are the ones now that are listed on the private trust exchange. And you're going to see how that process is going to work. So the processes are different. So the process of the experience on the DeFi platform is token-minted. That one you cannot distribute. That one you have to swap and get that. But on the private trust exchange, we are going to distribute that, and you'll be able to have 500 experience, and we want to show you. So before that, we had a very major problem with as many people who got over 7 billion of wins, and most of them recklessly dumped them and they don't have it. So there was an issue, commotion in the groups. And so we decided as a company which sticks to its principle of building kindness and making sure that we show you, because one biggest problem that we see is that our people don't understand that they do also have an obligation. When you get an opportunity, maintaining it is very important. If you waste that opportunity, then the same problem you wanted to run away will come back to you. So please make sure you listen, make sure you follow up. But again, as a company, we have realized it's very difficult for as many people to actually follow up because it takes time to actually build. So they need to do those mistakes that they're doing before then they can be able to be stable. And so that's why we took an initiative with the board and decided that we're going to be able to issue 500 experience to everyone, regardless of the class, for the reason being that we want to make sure that, again, we allow you another opportunity, but we also want our people to understand that anywhere you work, or if you work at a company, there are rules, ethics, and conduct behavior that you are required to adhere to. If you're in a school, in any place, and that's now going to be applied in the company. And again, the most important thing, because to avoid the unruly kind of behavior, because again, the whole company is built around the culture of kindness, and that is the most important value. So there will be 2 agreements before you receive 500 experience. There will be 2 agreements. One is the ethics and conduct behavior, and that ethics and conduct behavior, we have the right to return your principal amount if you invested 1,000 rand, if you invested 10,000 rand. If you are unruly, and we know our community, we trust them, they will tell us who is misbehaving, and we can easily use the true callers to actually know the names of everyone, because that one is very easy to be able to conduct that. And we're giving the last warning in the way that we want to make sure, as we help you, you understand that the project is not only for you, but as many people out there, millions of people globally who appreciate this as you initially appreciated. So we don't want any unethical behavior, and that unethical behavior allows the company to determine and make sure you get your initial amount and you will not participate in the program. For those ones who are dear and want to make sure that they don't help themselves, they are wishing also their future generations, and they also wish millions of people globally to know that Weownomy is a disciplined community and a community that really is respectable, because one of you guys, one of these days, you will also be required to send members of you out across the world. The community is growing. Many people admire you. People want to know how you started this initiative. So it's time for you to learn. It's time for you to understand that your behavior does not only help you and others, but again, it also shows how the community is global. So the cryptocurrency payment agreement, again, that one, after you have signed the ethics and conduct behavior agreement, you will be required to sign the cryptocurrency payment agreement. It shows you what you have received. It shows you how you will be able to cash out and the processes of how the cash out is, and those processes and how everything I'm demonstrating to you, how that will happen, so that you understand that, first of all, 500 experience for 250,000 is not pocket change. It's a huge amount, and how it is done. And that's why I told you, we need the rich, and the rich also need us. And experience is the product that unites both the rich and the poor. And we need to behave so that we are taken seriously. And that's very, very important today for you to understand. And for you to behave, the ethics and conduct behavior agreement is going to be implemented. Then you're going to sign the 500 experience cryptocurrency agreement. And then now from there, you will know, after I've signed, this is the process that is followed for me to be able to know what is happening with our partners, that is the private trust exchange, million-dollar clients and how they do it. And so I'm going to show you how the rich make the process to be able to make it easier for you to cash out. So that's going to be the most important thing today. I've tried to really make it very practical, because it's clearly that people need to be educated how money is made and how big money is made, honestly, so that when you are waiting and you're seeing all the processes clearly, you understand what is happening. And that's very, very important. Okay. So thank you for that again. Now that I have just opened a discussion, you know that experience is now not only yours, it's for the whole world. So that's experience to the world. Okay. So that means, as you hear USDT to the world, so now it's experience to the world. That means millions and millions of people love kindness. Millions and millions of people will only survive because of a currency that understands their needs. Millions and millions of people need experience like yesterday. So as you receive your experience distribution agreement together with the ethics and conduct agreement on the 31st May, which is 2022, you will need to sign an agreement for your allocated amount of 500 coins before we can transfer them into your Weownomy Pay wallet. I will show you my own Weownomy Pay wallet, which has the experience. So you have to download your Weownomy Pay wallet. By the way, there's a new revolutionary changes coming in Weownomy Pay. You will actually also be able to cash out directly using Weownomy Pay. So we have very, very important ideas coming there, and I'm going to show you very shortly. Okay. So on 3rd June, once you have signed the agreement, including the ethics conduct agreement, our team will send you your allocation of 500 XVM tokens to the address on file within 72 hours, or usually sooner. Then on that same day, the press release, 3rd June, you will learn how you can spend or withdraw any portion of your balance. So the company will demonstrate how the experience liquidity creation process will be fully accomplished, and the website launch with official press release on 3rd June 2022. So when you receive your experience, then you will have to use the website, which is also launching on the 3rd of June, to be able to say, this is so much that I want to sell. And now already you have signed the agreement, you have signed the ethics conduct behavior agreement. You are going on that website. And when you go on that website, you decide what you want to sell, or you want to spend the whole of it, okay? And so that's very, very important for you to be able to determine. And we are going to show you what the private trust exchange will be able to do together with our hedge fund partner once they receive your experience and what will be able to go forward. So that's very, very important for you to follow, okay? Now, so this is very important. Again, as you receive your 500 experience offer, which is for 250, another program is for those ones who still have their wheels and they still want to have an increased value. So the new wheels for X-Wheels Exchange Program website from $1 to $50, that website is going live on the 3rd of June. So the website will also have a section for the 500 and X500 X-Wheon holders, how much they want to sell. And it will also have a section for those ones who also have their wheels and they want to have a value in between $1 and $50. And the program is very simple. If you hold for 1 month, you know, you're able to get a value of $1 per token. If you hold it for 2 months, you're able to get a value of $2 per token. It is beautiful. Nothing like that has happened in the crypto industry, and it's being introduced by Weownomy. Okay, so it's very important as you listen carefully, and it's very important to listen very, very carefully what this is all about. Okay, so $1 to $50 is a new trade exchange value program for Weons to X-Weons. Okay, so as you hold your tokens, you get rewards. You can exchange your Weon tokens for X-Weon. So that means for as many people, this is the only way we can be able to build the value of Weons in the market, because many people are going to come for that value and it's going to increase. And it's very, very important if you sell your X-Weons to be able to get as much more Weons so that you understand how you can build wealth. And this program is very important. As I told you, we need the rich, and the rich also need the poor because of our unique program, X-Wheels. So every month, if you have something allocated and you have spaced it, you can have Weons locked in for a month, other Weons locked in for 2 months, other Weons locked in for 3 months, and you get a very good value. So every time you will be getting monthly payments, which are determined by your own design. Okay, so that's very, very important. And there'll be unlimited trading, and the private trust trade is there to do the best. And this is a better chances, okay? Better chances for a steady value. So you don't have to worry what is the value of Weons in the market. We now can be able to pair it directly with, with a stable conversion to X-Weons, okay? So a unique token value of $1 up to 50 on the private trust exchange means your tokens are more valuable to you than they would be if you traded them on the open market. For example, if you keep your current Weons token for 2 months, then we'll reward you $2 worth of new X-Weon token. So what happens is the X-Weon, remember, is 282, but if we give you a value of $2 worth of Weons to be able to exchange to X-Weons, you will take the $2. If you have, let's say, 1,000 coins, $2 times 1,000 coins, which is 2,000 divided by 282, then you get the value of X-Weons, okay? So that's very, very important for you. A new way to trade Weons, and this is amazing. You take control of your own currency. You hold your tokens for a month, it's $1. You hold it for 2 months, it's $2 or more to maximize the value of each token as you exchange it with X-Weons, okay? So the new Weons for X-Weons program is designed to give you more control over the future of your investment. And remember, other tokens are also coming into the same program with the private trust exchange, but we're gonna start with the Weons. So it's a new exchange program. What are we doing? We are building value for Weons, and as we build value for Weons, it means many more people are gonna go to the market, buy it as it's still cheap, and that way it will build an impact, significant impact, which again is gonna increase Weons tremendously. So the best way to get the most of your Weons tokens and make them worth more than they are now You understand? So that is the two programs. So the one program, 500 experience, which you can just cash out, as the program is going to be detailed in the agreement. Another one, if you have the Weowns in addition, you can also use this program. So you can benefit. You have your 500 experience. If you are one of the people who did not dump the tokens, you have two ways to benefit: your direct experience and also, your direct experience and also the new exchange program that allows you to swap Weowns for experience, depending with the period that you hold it. That is the first inversion in the industry. No one in the crypto industry has ever had that. And that's so much attractive for the wealthy investors, institutional investors who are seeing something very creative like this. We are showing them the value of experience, not only as a unique stablecoin, but as a stablecoin that can also lift other values of other different cryptocurrencies out there. Okay, so that is very, very important. Now, as we go ahead, and still discussing about the Weowns for Experience Trade Exchange program, the board has decided, as we launch this new Weowns for Weowns Exchange program website that will be live on 3rd June, which will provide a range of 150 exchange program per token. So that is as you hold for 1 month with an exchange value of $1 per token. And then you can increase it for 2 months. That is $2 per token every month. If people can listen and understand how wealth is created, then you know how you can grow your wealth slowly, sustainably, and for many years. And remember, it's not only for you, but for many others. Learn the language of your business. Understand it. You are going to be excited. You're going to understand how we implement this, because this is what our strategic partners are very much interested in. And this is what brings the revolution back to the poor to make sure they win. But remember, you are winning both. You can't win alone. If you're poor, you need someone who has to be able to win. It cannot work with you alone. And so with Weownomy, we bring both the needs of the poor with the needs of the rich, and everyone is happy. So to avoid further dumping of the tokens and to enable a fair distribution of the token, the board has decided to launch the new Weowns for Experience Exchange Program website that will be live on the 3rd of June, which gives you a trade value exchange from $1 to $50 and allows you, if you hold for 1 month, you're able to exchange at the value of $1. And if you do it for 2 months, $2 and onwards. Hold the tokens for even up to 12 months with no change and enjoy more increased value. Okay, so this is the new way to buy and sell your Weowns token on a private trust exchange with $1 up to $50 as you hold your Weowns tokens in a month trade program, and you'll receive an exchange value of $1 per token to increase your value with the Weowns trade exchange program. So that's beautiful. Okay. Now that we know that the company has issued a resolution for 500 experience to go to each one of you, the company has also issued a new exchange program that allows those ones who still have Weowns to be able to also exchange it. And the company has confirmed that on the 3rd of June, you'll be able to have the website that goes live. And the company now wants to show you how you will be able to cash out. Now you have received your Weowns, you have signed the agreement. Then what happens on the private trust exchange so that it enables you to know. So that's very important. So that when people say, okay, I have my Weowns, I have my X Weowns, so how do I cash out? Now, first, when you are on the X Weowns DeFi platform, the cash out process is simple as you convert. Now, let me take you to the X Weowns platform so that I am able to explain to you. So I want you to know how this cash out process will work. Okay. So now this is the X Weowns on the DeFi platform. Okay. It's very easy. So now this one, I already have my wallet address linked on MetaMask. So if I want to cash out, I simply flip it, and then I can click this, the value I want. If I want to cash out 10 XWions, then it will show me I will get 1,692 USDT, which goes directly into my MetaMask. And then now from there, I can cash out. Now, for what? For the XWions on the what? On the private trust exchange, I want to take you directly onto my Weownomy page. So you can use your Weownomy page. I'm gonna show you what happens on Weownomy page, okay? So this is my account on Weownomy Pay, and I believe everyone, I'm using a web browser. So I'm using my web browser. If you scroll down, you will see that I have here already 300,000 XWions. So 300,000 XWions, and this is my address. Okay, so you have the XWions. So the address on your Weownomy Pay, you will be able to receive your XWions directly. And so I have, as you can see, I have 300 XWions, okay? And then, so what does that mean? It means that once you receive it here on your address, okay, then we are gonna give you on the website that will go live, there will be the address which will be provided by the hedge fund, whereby you can send the amount that you wish to sell, okay? You will be able to send the amount that you wish to sell out of your 500 XWions, okay? So what does this mean? It means I'm gonna show you how it's gonna be done, okay? I'm gonna show you, just pay attention. So I can cash out in two ways, okay? I can cash out in two ways. Either I can cash out, if I want, I can use the MetaMask, which is here, and it determines if I want to take the 20 XWions, which are there, okay? Or I can cash out on, I can also be able to cash out directly using the private trust exchange. And how does that happen? I will show you how that happens. Then from the balance that I have here of 300,000 XWions, which is approximately $8.4 million, that is the power of the currency. And that is what it means that God is great. We now have a revolutionary stablecoin. And I'm gonna show you why other people need this so much and why you are so lucky at this moment in the history of not only you, but everyone in Weownomy. Now, with that said, I want to take you back to a presentation and show you how the private trust exchange is going to monetize, how they are going to create the 5 billion or whatever amount that is required to enable you to cash out, okay? So the very most important thing, again, is our community needed to know how whatever we do behind the scenes, so that we don't have all this confusion. People should understand that you're already successful. Stop thinking that you're not successful. You are already successful. You need to behave like one and watch the process. Okay? So I'm going to show you what this means. All right. Now, listen very carefully. This is now requires some bit of mathematical knowledge, but I'm going to do it in a very, very easy way. Okay? Again, to remind you, XWions is the only stable coin with a private trust exchange digital blockchain bond program. So what happens is the following. Before I even start to explain, I need to just give you a bit of an enlightenment of what happens. You have signed the conduct and ethic behavior. You have signed the 500 XWions crypto agreement, and you are now going to the website. You are waiting to cash out. Now, especially, we have made it a high priority for the 500 XWions program to start. And then again, together with the one of the exchange program, Millions for XWions. So unlike other stablecoins, we have an entirely new liquidity concept that uses the private trust exchange internal bond exchange program, which creates bonds called X bonds. Now, this is a revolutionary thing. You need to listen very carefully. Take a cup of tea, and if you have someone shouting, tell him to close his mouth, because you need to listen very carefully. With this program, X bonds means the millionaires will be buying the bonds. Every time they buy and sell, they will be guaranteed a 40% fee from your cash out. I told you, tie the needs of the poor with the needs of the rich. Okay? So a percentage of this fee is then shared with all the X bond holders. So the X bond holders are the rich who have $1 million and above. We are very sorry, it's not possible. So you, as a relatively little amount, you hold your XWions. Listen to the game. So the X bond holders provide the stability through a buyback program up to 40%. So this means that if you're ever worried about XWion tokens going down in value, you can rest assured knowing they are backed by our risk-free internal bond exchange. So this is what is happening. In the DeFi platform, the 40% fee is shared with all the people in the DeFi platform. On the private trust exchange, the 40% is shared with all the X bond holders. Bond holders, they are the ones who have big money. So what they do, they say, this bond is specifically for XWions. For example, the seller may have X bonds, which is worth $101 million. The buyers on the private trust exchange are willing to buy it at $98 million. This gives us a difference of $30 million, which is injected directly in the XWions program. Like now, we have people who want to cash out. That's how you get your money to cash out. But remember, that 30 million, they are taking right away 40%. Now, why are they taking 40%? Our bond becomes attractive. No bond operates like that on the private trust exchange. Two, what do they do with that money? In any case, if a lot of people are trying to dump XWions, they can do a buyback
a buyback to always make sure they increase and maintain the value. Now, on the DeFi platform, the only way it is done, it is by sharing the 40%, but every time you cash out, 40% is shared by the ones who are remaining. By the private trust exchange, it's different. It is shared, the rich share the 40% to allow you to cash out. And if at any time there is a bit of a challenge and the XVions, a lot of people, there's a lot of demand, the sellers buy more, okay? And every time the XVions, let me say every quarter XVions is increasing, they sell to get their profit. And at the same time, they know that they have a guaranteed 40% fee. That way, we have matched the needs of the poor. Now remember, with the private trust exchange, they trade between $100 million to $10 billion per day. That is how rich these people are. Okay, so the X bonds are so attractive. So the private trust exchange wants to make sure they move in big numbers, starting with $500 to $300 billion liquidity creation. So it means the bondholders are guaranteed, they are paid right away. Every time the liquidity is created, 40% comes back and it's shared amongst themselves, and they are and they already have the money. They just push it. So the more the buyers, the more the sellers of XVions are there, the more liquidity is created. So it's very important. So it's very important you understand now the process of cashing out. Okay. Revolutionary XVions 282 stablecoin. So this is now you're beginning to understand. There is the X bonds. The X bonds is for the rich. They trade between $100 million to $10 billion per day. And the difference in between the buyers and sellers of the X bond, they provide it to the XVions. And XVions, they know automatically they make 40%. That makes the X bond so attractive, not only as a liquidity creation, because the rich have put in money, but again, they come back and take from the poor 40%. And again, that is very important because it allows those bonds to be relevant. So XVions in that process provides a very unique stability guarantee in the market because the bond market is big. It's over trillions of dollars, okay? So the bond blockchain program between the private trust exchange buyers and sellers in return for a guaranteed 40% fees creates stability and prevents the XVions token values from fluctuating. Mean you never have to worry about your value going down because as that goes up, all investors love a sustainable value of anything they invest in. So the private trust creates the X bonds that create more stability with XVions token value. So every quarter, as XVion increases 30%, okay, the bondholders are selling. And if there's any challenge, they study the market and they see, oh, there are many people who in one way want to, if there's a huge demand of XVions, they are there to back up with a lot of buys. So that is amazing. So there's no need to worry about fluctuation in the market or other stablecoin because XVions are backed by bonds that provide stability and security through the XVions buyback program. So the buyback program, they also go back in the market and continue to buy and make it more strong, okay? So that is a great, great deal. So the private trust exchange creates bonds called X bonds. It is only for the rich, the $1 million buyers and sellers, who in return are guaranteed 40% fee, which is then shared with all the X bondholders, as well as providing stability through a buyback program of XWIONs up to 40%. That is going to increase and make XWIONs much more powerful than USDT because its liquidity is quickly and proven in the market with the X bond holders. So how does the X bond work to stabilize the XWIONs at 282? So the X bonds, again, are for the rich, are designed to keep the price of the WIONs stable and allow you to profit as they increase in value. So those X bonds, they allow you, the XWIONs holder, to know that the price is stable, and to allow you at any time as you profit with its increase in value. That is the importance of the X bonds provided by the private trust exchange to create liquidity for XWIONs. Number two, this is done by buying back XWION tokens at a predetermined price if they fall below that amount. So if in any case, like what happened with USDT, it fell down, USDT had to go in the reserves. Now for us, our reserves will be the X bond holders who quickly, because they benefit, go back and buy to increase it and maintain it wherever it is all the time. So buying the X bond allows the holders to sell on the open market when XWION's prices go up, or repurchase when prices go down. So the goal of the X bonds is to make sure that all the time they make sure that they continue to value and make sure that the XWION's price is up. No stablecoin has that game, and it's only because we have decided that we work with the rich so that we benefit from their creative way of making money. Okay, so as they earn 40% fee on any trade made through the X bond, as well as share of fees generated from all other bonds created through the private trust exchange to fund the XWION tokens. So for example, you guys are signing the agreement. You're gonna fill up on the website on 3rd June. They have the number of how many people have transferred their XWIONs to the hedge fund. The X bonds are issued. Remember, they trade $100 million to $10 billion on the private trust exchange. So they just see how many bonds, how many XWIONs are there, and what is required for them. So they just tell their people, because one, the investors are so excited. One, they get right away 40%. They benefit in the pool as X bond holders. Two, they are able to risk and make sure that if the token is overpriced in the market, they're able to come in. Three, they also benefit as bond holders with their interests and stuff like that. Four, you as the XWION tokens, you have liquidity at any time to cash out. So we're going to have a press release on 3rd June, and this is going to go up. So the X bonds will be talked about, XWIONs will also be talked about, and you guys will also have filled up, send your XWIONs, whatever you're sending them to the hedge fund, and get started. That is how wealth is created, by working with the best to also make you the best. Okay? Now, as you know, today, the whole process will just be talking about experience, both on the DeFi and both on the private trust exchange, because people wanted to know the process of cashing out. So The private trust trading platform will create from 5 to 300 billion XWIONs liquidity with exports. So this will generate liquidity and profits for XWION holders and X-bond holders. So X-bond, they benefit on XWIONs. So X-bond holders need the XWION holders, and XWION holders need the X-bond holders, and that's how money is made. Okay, so very interesting again, the new way to fix the XWION token liquidity. Now that you know, the X-bond sellers do so when the 282 value increases to 30% value quarterly. The X-bond buyers target also the quarterly 30% increase in XWIONs, and in case the value goes down. And the private trust provides the internal bond exchange program. And it's very important that the private trust exchange will always be available to buy back the tokens from you at 282 or new quarterly purchase price if it has increased, even if you don't want to sell them back immediately. So next, for example, for every billion in X-bond sold, XWION fixed 282 token liquidity can receive 30 million in liquid cash. So the X-bonds will be slotted into hundreds of trades on the private trust exchange bond flow until the 30 billion funding level is met. So this is how the private trust exchange bond program creates liquidity with X-bonds in return for a guaranteed 40% fee. A percentage of this fee is then shared with all X-bond holders, as well as providing stability through a buyback program up to 40%. So that is the very creative way. So what happens when all the members, or it depends with the market, they want to see, first of all, the very important issue is how many people are selling their XWIONs, how much is required. Then they're able to determine how many X-bond or how many X-bond transactions they need to make. So the first and only private trust exchange for the fixed 282 XWION stablecoin. So a liquidity creation program which provides XWION stablecoins in return for a guaranteed 40% fee from the trading of each of the dollars. Okay. So now that you understand that, you also need to have some understanding of what is in the market. So the global equity market, that is for the stock exchanges, is $73 trillion. The global debt is $215 trillion. The real estate is $217 trillion. And the value that is going to be offered with XWIONs is not even known. It's in trillions and trillions of dollars. And so this is a great opportunity and very, very, very interesting to say the truth, okay? Now, you also need to know some of the global views. NASDAQ, which is also an exchange for technology companies, says through this initial application of blockchain technology, they begin a process that could revolutionize the core of capital markets, infrastructure systems. The implications of the settlement and outdated administrative functions are profound. So Goldman and Sachs, in their comment and say that, in quotes, blockchain has the potential to change the way we buy and sell. And actually, the X-bonds are actually a token on blockchain, but it's a bond, okay? So it's something very powerful. And even the World Bank that many of you know. In quotes, they say they also have their own blockchain operated instrument, which is Bondi, that shows that the market is ready and open to uptake of emerging technologies and sees the potential evolution of the capital market. So it is big. So having this unique system is very powerful. And as well ourselves, we have our private trust exchange, XBond blockchain ecosystem. So it's going to be a bond, but on the blockchain, just like the way the exchange is on blockchain. And its purpose is to provide a complete solution for XWION's liquidity creation, just as I've explained. So it will provide the XBond token standard that will boost liquidity, profit, and stability for the XWION holders from $5 billion to $300 billion, with million-dollar investors such as hedge funds, family offices, pension funds, institutional investors. And so the private trust exchange, developing the XBond token trading system capable of creating liquidity for XWIONs. So to close the liquidity gap for securities offerings, so to create a new exchange access program for trading. So even the WION's exchange access program for secondary trading value in $1 to 50. And the role of the XBond will be to continually provide liquidity, confidence, and stability through the buyback program, all that is going to be able to help. So there's going to be, we have our own XWION, and XWION is global, and then XWION is going to be in a dollar value, 282. And then the private trust exchange wallet, which again works together with Weownomy Pay, then the XBond standard, the private trust exchange browser, private trust exchange, XBond marketplace, the platform itself, our token, and also we deal with third-party services. So we are prepared to deliver the best, and you can be able to see that, and that's very, very powerful. Now, again, to just give you a little bit more understanding how this is going to work. So the world's first private trust exchange, XBond liquidity creation, it only creates liquidity for XWION stablecoin. So phase one, it's 250,000 members. Each one is getting 500 XWIONs. So the liquidity creation in PTE, XBond cells. Then it will also deal with the new WIONs for XWION's exchange program. The liquidity program is in between 5 billion to 300 billion liquidity creation mechanism for XBond to power XWIONs, 282. And as you know, that a percentage of this fee is then shared with all XBond holders, okay? As well as providing stability through a buyback program up to 40%. Phase two, their work will only be to create more liquidity for XBond holders, more liquidity, phase two, phase three. So as they receive the orders of XWION's liquidity, they already match them with XBond holders. Okay. Right. So I'm going to show you the steps. What will the private trust exchange do? What they do? All of these steps are being done on the private trust exchange, XBond digital exchange. So step one, when they receive an order and they know, okay, this is so many people who want to cash out their XWIONs. So they issue the XBond token, approve the new liquidity creation needed up to $300 billion, okay? Knowing very well that the XBond holders have an initiative of getting the 40% fee that is shared by all the XBond holders. Secondly, they have an initiative to make sure that they have a buyback program. Thirdly, these are big institutions with big pockets of money, and so they can handle any kind of liquidity that is required at any time. Two, they check and they confirm and they say, we're issuing this XBond to make sure that we get started. Three, the million-dollar investors subscribe to the XBond token for XWION's liquidity creation from 5 billion to 300 billion. 4, the withdrawal transfers of the new X-bond token liquidity to meet the liquidity needs for XWION holders. 5, they check the withdrawal transfer status of new tokens. So they take every time you cash out, the 40% fee is shared with the X-bond holders and the buyback program. So it's both shared by the X-bond holders and again to build a buyback program. And then 6, they generate reports on the X-bond liquidity creation for the XWION token volume. So it is a win-win solution for both the buyers of, for both the XWION holders and also the XWION X-bond holders. So that's how it is. Okay. Now, it's very important that we also talk about the 90 million USDT, the one which most of you have been talking about, the one-on-one XWION. So the 90 million USDT is specifically for the DeFi. It's not on the private trust exchange. It is on the DeFi, and it allows people who want to change their WIONs to wrapped WIONs, one-on-one USDT, and we have already opened an account with Tether, and so our hedge fund partner, we're having a virtual meeting with Tether, and Tether will also use the X-bond liquidity creation program as security for the 90 million USDT that they will provide us. And what is going to happen, that 90 million USDT is going to go to our Tether account, okay? So I can show you our Tether account. Right now, we only have $150, which was used for the due diligence, okay? Which was used for the due diligence. You can see up here, it is written XWION's token. But again, why don't I show you the real account so that you know that I'm showing you the real thing, okay? All right, just a moment. Just a moment, so that you can also see our Tether account that will receive the 90 million USDT. Okay. So this is our Tether account, okay? Right now, the $150 was required for due diligence, so they had to get all the information regarding Weownomy, what it is, and stuff like that. And so that comes through there, okay? And once that comes through there, so once that comes through there, so we'll have the 90 million USDT here. But before that, you can see on the top right corner, XWION's account, okay? So that is very, very important. Okay, so that is greatly important for you guys to be able to know that we have a Tether account with us, and that is one that will receive the 90 billion USDT. And so those 90 million USDT will be mainly for the one-on-one conversion. So as many people in the group don't know that we do a lot of work behind the scene, but I think today's Zoom will be able to show you that we mean business, and again, our partners mean business. And at the same time, you have to humble yourself and follow. If you listen effectively, you will learn, rather than pretending that you know too much. You want to show the CEO what to do. The CEO is showing you now what to do. And that is the right way, because I learned from the best of the best. And you should learn from the CEO as your best. So Today, I'm giving you that opportunity so that you are able to know what we do behind the scene. And so that, because many people were asking, what about one-on-one? So these are very important. So we have ongoing preparations. And so that is going to get complete. And once that gets complete, then you'll also be able to know that. As you know very well, we discussed the other time, because many people were confusing and saying, why do we have, okay, we have X millions, the CEO said it cannot be transferred. Yes, that is on the DeFi platform, but I repeatedly and even showed you that it's also listed on the private trust exchange. So that is listed on the private trust exchange can be transferred, and I've explained to you how that one will also work. So it is very, very, very important that you understand this great, great step. Okay, so I did share with you the other time, and I hope maybe today just to provide you that insight that yes, the private trust exchange listed the XWions, okay? And that's where the whole process is gonna work, and I've explained everything. You guys need to go through and watch everything clearly and really understand how this whole process is gonna happen, because I've explained to you very passionately. We also have the Etherscan, which actually shows that we have over 5 billion XPMs already on the private trust exchange. It's already listed in there. It is paired by Bitcoin. It's also paired by Ethereum. It's also paired by USDT. So those are the three trade pairs that we have on the private trust exchange, okay? And so I did show you that. And again, as we come towards the close of our presentation, it's very, very important, as I also thought that I should just reiterate and show you this importance of why you always need to trade with a purpose that allows you to know what you want with your money. And as you know very well, I talked about the 7 billion Weownomy distribution program the other time, and out of 155,000, over 55,000 people sold out, and that is critically not good. And we said that no more token distribution until 2024, but now we have only a once-off 500 XWions token distribution, which gives you an opportunity to continue buying your Weowns in the market. And so that's very, very important that the company is doing all that we can do to make sure that your future is kind. And we want to make sure that we educate you to trade with purpose and avoid dumping tokens for short-term gains. It takes a lot to create all these important strategic partners to bring all this. And then one thing I need to give you like a friendly warning that just be on the lookout, because they are going to come and buy Weowns in big numbers. And don't be surprised when Weowns shoots above $1,000. And the only time you have to buy the Weowns is now, because once the ex-bond holders see that opportunity, and I think they are listening, because they are today here listening and watching everything, it means the moment they get the orders, they are also going to buy the flagship product called Weowns, and they could even put in $1 billion just to keep it up to $1,000. And by that time, you have received your little amount from XWions, you are jubilating, and you did not think of stocking up your weons, only to see the weons in the market is up and you cannot touch it. Because right now, for the weons value to even go to $1,000, it only needs $2 to $3 million, and it will just go up. We just go back to the token and we just put the value we want. Is it $2,000, $3,000, and that's it. So be wise and learn that. Don't say we were not told. You will be very excited cashing out your X weons, which is 500, only to look behind and the weons you want to buy again is already up. I'm telling you, be wise and have both portfolios with you. That's very, very important. So this is your future and this is your time. You need to be kind and disciplined, because if you're not kind, you are not creative. If you're arrogant, shouting like other people who are sending messages saying that they want the weons to be $2 at the token, you have to build that value together. Now, you are so lucky that you have the value of X weons, but if we did not have X weons, it was an obligation for both of us, everyone who holds. So if you continue to dump and then you want to say, give me this value of $2, what do you think you're doing? It starts with you understanding how the currency works. But you're very lucky that you now have the X weons, which has a stable value and which has the bigger muscle. And so, but remember, it is going to increase. The weons is going to increase and you will be shocked. But it's good. I've shown you the whole game plan. I've shown you everything. So you know when it's increasing, we also have the X bond holders who will come to the market to also buy it up, because it's part of the twin of X weons. We need to build a new kind of community, which is very important because, again, as I told you from the beginning, it's not only about you being successful, it's also about everyone around you being successful and increasing your community commitment. And that's very, very powerful. So every member who is willing to fight for Weownomy as it grows with loyalty and patience. And as you know, we are dealing with an ethic and conduct behavior agreement that will first be signed. Then you sign the cryptocurrency agreement. Then from there, we go as a united kind of community. That is the most emphasis from now. We don't want to see anything that does not represent the kind of community, because we are blessed and more we can imagine possible. So why are we fighting? Why are we looking like people who don't understand what we have? Now that we know what we have and experience is clearly, visibly confirmed, both on the DeFi and at the same time on the private trust exchange, it is the spirit of what we are about to come together and make sure that we have a very great opportunity that is very important. But again, learn to have a clear vision for 2 to 3 years, have a vision of your basic needs, grocery, school fees, and all that. Have a vision of your strategic needs, because strategic needs, like X weons, was a strategic need. And because of X weons, now we can be able to bring the powerful who can be able to get the X bonds. The X bonds were not going to be attractive if the X weons is not attractive. So it serves the needs of the rich and serves the needs of the poor. So in your life, you should also have something like that. Have something that helps you. That is the basic needs. You should eat, you should sleep, you should take care of your kids, you should take care of your health, you should take care of your family. That is the basic need. You should have a strategic need that feeds so that people will need you. and you will need them. It's very important. And then the social needs, the social needs are those ones of the communities, helping other people and stuff like that. You're also going to Dubai, like all those things that you want. If you don't have that in your mindset, you are a recipe for failure, even when you have so much money, because you don't know what is your basic needs, what are your strategic needs that sustain both the basic needs and the social needs, because with XWions, that is going to sustain us for the many years as possible, okay? Then it helps to build both the basic needs and strategic needs. But on an individual level, you also need to have your clear vision of what is your strategic need? What is your basic need on a daily basis? Before you think of even a car, do you have sugar in your house? Do you have food? Can you be able to meet all those important things? Put them down. Once you put them down, then you know when I'm going to cash out with XWions, my basic needs I should cover for a minimum of 6 months. What is the strategic need? Do I need? So look at something that can sustainably self-sustain you or self-create more value with the money that you get. And then the social needs, who are the people that you can look out with kindness and help them? That way you are wealthy. If you don't have that in mind today, just know that you need a pen and paper and start thinking properly so that you know how to meet all of these important needs, okay? So that is critically important. So we are building a new approach to community ownership dedicated to a future and a better tomorrow. The members of our community need to be patient, need to be disciplined, need to be creative. The more you are creative, automatically you will be disciplined, patient, and automatically you will not have the negative character, but rather you'll be able to reason for what is best. If you learn to reason for what is best, that's why you see I don't deal with negative people. I stay away from negative people. I don't even mention them because I have a lot of time to reason for what is best. Like the Zoom meeting, I am reasoning for what is best, saving our time because we need to be successful, all of us. So I can't have a Zoom complaining, replying all of these negative things. And many people wonder, how does the CEO handle this thing? Because I know how to reason for what is best. But if you are not patient, if you are not disciplined, your only route is negativity. Because you don't have something that you can cultivate and understand and nurture. And that's how you quickly draft into negativity. But if you learn to reason for what is best, you are going to be smart. You are going to attract anything that you want in the world. And God is great. He will be there together. And that's how we can own the future together. Okay? So we own it all. Remember, we need to be kind. We need to be disciplined. And remember, for better or worse, reason with what is best. That way you'll be able to come out with a community of kindness, because kindness doesn't mean that you just act good. It means you're creative. It means you will build value every minute, every second. Okay? So you are part of this revolutionary currency that will soon change the world for good. Community is everything. We are not just an investment. And being part of Weownomy means we all work towards one goal, building a better future for everyone on earth through our investments and spreading goodwill. So creating a better future for our children, changing the world together, a kinder community for that reasons for the best. I repeat it. Learn to reason for the best. Don't reason as if you think you're challenging the CEO. Reason challenging even the way you think and what you think is the best. That way it's acceptable. So as we build a global movement towards personal income, okay? So committed and patient community dedicated to protect the vision of Weownomy a user-owned income platform with empathy, understanding, and respect. Do you respond with empathy or arrogance? It means you have a bigger problem that needs to be addressed. But if you have empathy, it means you understand, you've gone through challenges, and you're ready to understand, you're ready to respect yourself and do that also to as many people as possible. And you're able to be part of a movement that we can all be proud of. Okay? So the goal is to share our vision with as many people as possible so they can to be part of something bigger than themselves, making a history by being part of Weownomy. We can all be proud of. And we have a great deal to be proud of today. And I think you guys can be able to see that. Okay. So it's powerful as we support our future, means you and others protecting our vision, the power of Weowns. Head over now. And as you're part of this ex-Weowns movement and building the culture of kindness, kindness means empathy, understanding, and understanding how you reason with what is best. Don't just reason because you think you want something and you're going to create yourself as a center of an embarrassment. Make yourself a center of what people can remember you. Because right now what is happening is that we are creating memories, and be part of someone who created a wonderful memory in our ecosystem. Okay? So help make sure we succeed together, making the world a better place. Okay? You are a valued member of Weownomy. Okay? Negative comments should not be part of you, because a kinder community looks for results. A kinder community looks for people who reason with what is best. And our mission is to help members earn and grow well together with creativity and kindness. Okay? And free from speculation and greed. Okay? And a community dedicated to growth of the company. So the company needs you to also be creative. We want to make sure that Weownomy is remembered globally because we have creative, and definitely we have creative people like the twins who created the logo of ex-Weowns. They will be remembered in a very tremendous way. There are many people who have done very many things in Weownomy, the musicians, the poets, many people who have very creative things. Those things are not just going to go for nothing. You're going to see a great way of remembrance. You are the people who are going to be in the Hall of Fame, because you understand that it's part of us all together, and to understand that we own this 100%, and we desire a future that is great, and a great opportunities of wealth is going to be set up because of the ex-Weowns. And the first to make it free for everyone. So community that will never stop growing. So that's very, very important. By the way, as we know, again, we also can't have the best of all our members. So we will definitely have to also have another different way to deal with those ones, to protect a kind of community and make sure with the ethical and conduct behavior agreement that will be signed, if we monitor and see that your behavior is unacceptable, we will honor you back with your initial investment and then continue to build what is important to make sure that we all act as one army to make something important, support one another, learn from one another, so that everyone can achieve their dreams without being interrupted with toxic people or naysayers. So as you be kind and respectful of others, you will get what you want, but you can't be toxic and then think that you'll be rewarded. So it's very important that it's clearly important for you to understand that our goal is to protect a kinder community. Okay. So again, I'm emphasizing every person deserves an opportunity for success. So every member of the community, we treat you equally. That's why we have the experience being distributed to as many people as possible. Be loyal, be kind, learn the Weownomy business model. It's not all about investment alone. It's also about commitment to make sure all members are happy both now and in the future as they continue their journey into new opportunities created by our ecosystem. So that is very, very important for you to understand. And so it's very, very clear. We want our people to understand that we care about your opportunity. Keep it clean. Personal attacks against other members or those outside our family will not be tolerated. Learn the business and respect the process. Know the regulatory words. And if you don't change, we're gonna make sure that we have already issued a warning by allowing you to make sure that you sign the ethical conduct behavior, and then we'll also have a refund policy, which actually we had long time, but we're gonna be able to now have it form, so that instead of having all these, unwanted ways of behavior, you can easily walk away. So it's a very easy process, so that you don't really find yourself in a place that you don't want. You don't believe in the business, you don't believe in the concept and what we have achieved and what we want to become and what we wish you to become. It's a very clear way, in a very humble way. We want to treat you respectively by returning back the funds that you ever invested, regardless of any tokens that you received. But for this case, you can't receive the XWion, so we make sure that you just go away and in good way. So no negative remarks will not be tolerated, because you need to keep it clean. So let's work together as a team to make sure everyone is happy. And with that said, thank you very much. With the presentation, it has come to the end, and I hope that you guys have had a very great presentation today, and making sure that everyone has now understood all the details that we have provided. And with that, we call it a day. Thank you. Make sure that you can go again, look through the presentation, and learn as much as possible by reviewing the presentation again and again. Thank you. Thank you so much, and be blessed. I really take only 2 to 3 hours to sleep. So if you want any clarity, I think the presentation has had a lot of information. It's for your good. You can just go back, read, watch it again and again, and you'll be able to get as much that you need. So thank you very much, and be blessed. Good night. Baby, you're threatening. I'm getting worried when you say don't shout. What is it? My wife was saying like, no, just